So by the title, some of you may already know what I'm going to be talking about today. And it's just going to be like a quick update with you guys. It's something exciting, something new. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know about it, but some of you may not know about it. So I do kind of want to touch up on it a little bit. But before I get into any more details, I do want to point out that I don't like the name BTS Law, which isn't the actual official name. There are some news articles out there that call it that. I think it started with the New York Times, if I'm not mistaken, which when I checked again today, it seemed like less and less people are calling it BTS Law, probably because there was a lot of people complaining about it, because first of all, that's not its name. Second of all, it's not a BTS law. Technically, yes, it was kind of created for BTS, sort of, but it's not only for BTS. As far as I know, there's no name to it. I don't know, any of the Korean articles and what's being said in Korea. I only know what's being said in American news and stuff. But before I get into the new law, I do want to kind of brush up on the whole military situation stuff in case any of you don't know. But in Korea, it's mandatory for all men to do military service, which can range anywhere from 18 months to 26 or something like that, depending on which branch of the military, what their job is in the military, and this and that. So it does vary. It's not a set 2-year thing, but it's just usually easier to say it's a 2-year military enlistment, especially because 2 years was the minimum before, but it's kind of slowly being decreased. So the shortest one I think is 18 months now, but anyone between the age of 18 and 28, from what I know from friends and following K-pop artists and stuff, once you're 18, you can submit to go anytime you want if you're ready to go early on in your life, but you can also defer it, so you can delay it to later on in your life, which is usually because of school. I believe that's the only way you can defer it, is if you're entered into school. But it's basically, if you're ready to go, you can apply to go. But if you don't apply to go, then you can get called on at any time once you're 18. So you never really know when your call of duty is gonna be. And if you're in school, you have to apply for deferment and whatever, this and that. But anyway, the oldest age is 28 at the moment for anybody, until they pass the new law, which there are some government people that are trying to change the laws and stuff, mainly because they don't want BTS to go, but also because, they're starting to see that K-pop is a big thing in the world right now, and K-pop artists brings in a lot of money to Korea. Not only BTS, although, BTS is the biggest right now, so it's kind of what's pushing all this stuff to happen. But when they try to get K-pop artists to be exempted from the military, that got shut down, which is, I can't really say much on it because I'm not Korean. I don't really have a right to say anything about it. But in my opinion, it's kind of not fair, because classical music artists, if they win competitions abroad, they get exempted, as well as anyone who wins a medal in the Olympics. So if classical music artists get exempted, why can't K-pop artists? That's the way I see it. But at the same time, I understand why that's such a big deal. There's a lot of K-pop artists out there. And another thing, there's a lot of people behind the scenes as well. It's not just the idols themselves that, make the music, put out the music. There's other producers that are in on it. There's composers. There's the company, managers, staff, and everything. It's not entirely just the artist, whereas classical music artists, it's their own skills. Sure, they have teachers and whatever, but it's them themselves that actually win competitions. So it's kind of understandable, but at the same time, it's kind of they're all in the music industry. Why not get K-pop artists exempted as well? But anyway, that's my opinion on it. Everyone has their own opinions. Not like it matters, because I'm not Korean. I don't live in Korea. I don't have a say in it. That's just what I think about it. And I kind of see both sides to it. So it's kind of either way, I'm not going to be upset about it. But anyway, into the BTS law thing. Once they got denied the exemption, they were trying to push for delayment, which they really started to push for it once Dynamite hit the top of Billboard Hot 100. And I don't know if that's exactly why they did it, or if just timing kind of worked that way, because they were talking about it in the past, but they actually, like entered the bill and tried to get a bill passed for them to get delayed, which it went through finally. It was announced a few days ago. And now K-pop artists can be delayed until they're 30, so it gives them an extra 2 years, because usually their height of their popularity and everything is in their 20s, and that's like when it matters most. But there is qualifications for it. It's not just any K-pop idol, which is good. It's understandable, but it can suck for some other groups, because there are many talented K-pop artists, but not every time they get discovered, they're not as big as some other groups and stuff. But in order for them to be able to delay it, they need to receive a government cultural award medal. But BTS got that back in 2018, so they do qualify for the delayment. And while there is the one that BTS got, there are a couple others that are similar. Like, it's still the cultural awareness one, but the level of it is a little lower, which Monsta X did get it. I don't know what other K-pop artists got it, but I do know Monsta X got it. So I don't know if Shonu's gonna be able to qualify for the delayment or not. I'm kind of waiting to see what kind of happens with news with that, because even Shonu is supposed to be going this year, but there's the possibility he might be able to get delayed as well, which would be really nice, because then that means they don't have to lose any members in Monsta X either for a couple years. But we kind of have to wait for more information. If there's gonna be more information, all that information's in Korean, and not a lot of English articles are being put out about it. So I don't know all the fine details, but I just know BTS does qualify for it. And from what they say, this is something that's been in consideration for a while now. And there are some government people who have been trying to push for these kind of things, but it hasn't really been effective, and nothing's been really done about it until now, because they want to keep BTS, because BTS brings them so much money. But what I'm getting at is they have another 2 years to stay as 7. Whether they choose to keep that 2 years or not is up to them. Just because the law was passed doesn't mean they're actually going to delay their enlistment. They may still go. It's really up to Big Hit and Jin himself if he wants to wait that 2 years, or if he's going to want to go right away. If anything, I feel like he's going to wait at least 1 year. And depending on where things are with the group and stuff, maybe he might go sooner than the 2 years. Maybe he might wait as long as he can. I really think it's just going to depend on how things are going along. So we'll see if he stays around for the 2 years. But that possibility is there, which is super exciting. I wanted to cry when I saw that. I just didn't like how they were calling it BTS law. But I kind of rambled on there a little more than I was planning to. But I hope I kind of touched up on everything. I just kind of wanted to mention it and talk about it because, everyone's kind of been worried about what's going to happen, since Jin was supposed to go by the end of this year. And his birthday is tomorrow. So, even more so, people were thinking, does he have to leave by tomorrow? What's going to happen? But I think it's as long as it's by the end of the year they turn 28. So I think he wouldn't have gone to the end of the month if he had to go. I don't know. It's really hard to know what's going on until they actually make an official announcement saying Jin's going into the military, which could still happen. But that's all I have for you guys today. I know I kind of went through it quickly and kind of maybe jumped around a bit. But if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Or let me know what you guys think of the BTS law. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!